Record. All right, we are recording. So,
No, it's on me.
all right,
Sit around.
And this is where all the outtakes come from.
right. This is where all the antics start, as if they hadn't started before.
Right.
All right, introductions. Well, we have quite the crew tonight. I am Rose. This one is Link No, and this one is S'mores.
I'm Crosscall.
And I am Krieger.
And Krieger is my boyfriend.
Oh,
For
I used to be a
context.
doctor as well, but then I decided, Krieger's good.
And tonight we are talking about gaming, probably mostly video games, I think. But what do we want to start with?
How about genres? This is just like broad statements of genres and see how everyone feels about them to start with.
Let's see, we were kind of going through this before we hit record, of like, what do we want to talk about and stuff. I don't know about horror games, as I am pretty well known for the fact that I don't play them, but I like watching people play them. No, because
Yeah, I
then
have to
get
agree there. I do that on
nightmares.
Twitch.
But if I watch
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people play
Twitch is
them,
good for
I
that.
don't get nightmares.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've watched countless horror games on Twitch just because I like watching their reactions to when they get the living daylight scared out of them. But then I could see myself playing a game like that and being like, ooh, generally like adrenaline going and just.
So do you actually play
Being scared.
horror games as well, or just watch
I
them?
played. I mean, I'm not sure Alien Isolation it does count, but it doesn't at the same time because it was
Yeah.
a bit of a bad game, to be honest. It was so buggy, but there were moments in that game where it generally scared the living daylights out of you. And then
Yeah.
when I think of horror games, the only one that really kind of hits home for me, and it ruined a lot of things for me as well, this game, is Deadspace.
I was gonna say
Ooh.
yes, Deadspace.
I cannot
ruined
listen to
Twinkle,
Twinkle
Twinkle,
Twinkle Little Star. I cannot listen to that song without generally, it makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up and
Mhm.
everything. It really weirds me out, that song now.
It is creepy as fuck on Deadspace, and
Yep.
it will ruin the song forever for you once you hear it, because then all you hear is this little girl's voice just creepily singing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
That's fun.
Oh man, I need
That's
to
the
That corridor
intro
was full
to
of
the
blood
video
and
game, too.
severed limbs everywhere and stuff. It was horrific.
because I don't enjoy horror in general, so I don't like watching horror games. I don't play horror games. it's like nope. So I have no idea what you guys are talking about, and I'm kind of keen to have a bit of a look at what this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song is.
If you
It-
see
it's
my camera
horrific.
move, it's because I'm trying to
Actually, I might
adjust my
quickly Google
computer,
that.
because the brilliant engineer that created my computer put the speakers on the underside of the laptop,
Oh, that's fantastic. Like, why
and it
would
took
you?
me a while to figure this out. But I have you guys like the volume on my computer's at like 70, and you're still like really quiet for me. So I'm just trying to find
Ah.
ways to prop it up where I can hear you guys better.
Without turning up the volume.
Yeah, without turning up the volume. So
I'm just looking to see if there's an option to turn up our volumes or not.
no, this happens all the time too. Whenever we try to watch something on my laptop, I have to turn it up pretty loud if I'm not using earbuds. And since there's 3 of us, I can't use earbuds. So I was contemplating having you guys use your dad's computer for this.
Sorry for stealing your computer.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, my volume is at max.
Yeah, it's just my computer. I'm not too worried. I shouldn't stick it under because the
But
fan is right there.
You could try getting like an actual, just like speakers that you plug in,
Yeah,
just like little ones that you can plug on either side.
this is only a
Yeah.
problem in moments like this, because otherwise I have my
Yeah.
earbuds on.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Everything comes through my headset. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just had a bit of a listen to that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It can go and fuck right off.
I told you.
No, imagine-
It
imagine that But you've been playing the game where you're getting attacked left, right, and center by random things that come out of the walls. There's little babies whose backs open and tentacles come out and shoot stuff at you, and there's things that try to grab you and pop your head off and stuff. Imagine playing all that, and then you
Even the
walk through a corridor
yeah,
just
you
full
know,
of
even
blood
the
and guts,
monsters
and there's that
shit
song
are,
playing.
like,
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Hard
it like it ruined it for me. It just like I still played the game. It was a great game. I will like hands
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Dead Space was an amazing game, but it scared the living daylights out of me.
yeah.
No,
Wow.
This is why I watch and not play, because otherwise
I watch horror games.
I mean, I would probably have nightmares from that stuff. Like, let's just no hard pass.
yeah.
I mean, there's a part in Halo 1 that gave me nightmares.
The library.
And that's when you first, the one before the library where you first encountered the flood.
Yeah,
That
through
scared the living
Double
daylights
Sky.
out of me. Yep,
Yeah.
I had nightmares for weeks from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that one was they did that really well. The whole
Yeah.
atmosphere of going in and just silence throughout most of the level and seeing all these dead bodies everywhere, and then you encounter the flood, and it's
That
just
would
a
be freaky
swarm
as
of enemies.
fuck.
Man,
There's just
They did
blood
so
everywhere.
well.
There's
It
hardly any
was-
bodies. You're just walking through an empty level. You're just like,
Like,
what
you've
is
been-
going on?
you've
And the
been playing
music's
this game
creepy.
for
and-
5 levels fighting the Covenant,
Yeah.
and then you walk into this level where the Covenant are dead, and you're like, what's going on?
And it wasn't your guys. Yeah, you're
It
like,
wasn't
wasn't
your
us who
guys,
did
it wasn't
this? What's
you,
going on here?
Nothing. Yeah, it was freaky as I remember that. Yep. First playthrough. Huh.
Now, I did that on Legend. I always played that game on Legendary, and that was
Yes.
one hell
Yep.
of a. Yeah,
Yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any games I've played that were like that, where it's like just such an unexpected thing that catches you off guard. I don't think there really was.
I'd say
I
they
did
don't really
watch
make
them
games
play
like that
Silent
anymore.
Hill though.
Look, it's
See, I've
hard
never
to
actually
find.
played that.
It's hard to find games where they do create such a moment in it where
Mhm.
it's like, whoa, you didn't see that coming. Like it's so rare to find a game like that.
Yeah.
Like Halo, the Halo that level, they did that really well. And I'm struggling to think of another game that's done that as well as what that was.
Oh, what was it called? It was supposed to be it was going to be a new Silent Hill game, and now I can't think of it. And it, like, there's the demo out, but you can't, like, they didn't produce the rest of the game.
Oh,
Shit, what was it? I watched Skull play it, and now I can't think of what it was. It's gonna bug me, and now Jamie's gonna look it up for me because it's gonna bug me. I knew as soon as he reached.
he's already on it. He's already on it.
Yep, I saw him reach for the keyboard. Why can't I think of the name of it?
Investigating Silent Hills.
No. It doesn't actually have Silent Hill in the name, if I remember correctly. It's something else.
And to Google it.
I think I know what it is. Hang on.
We all start frantically Googling.
Yeah.
Ha.
Where is the Googles?
PT.
Yes. Yeah, I just found it. Yeah, it's PT. It's supposed to be like Silent Hill-esque. And it was developed by Kojima, of course.
Yeah.
In collaboration with Guillermo del Toro. So, but they basically did a demo and then never did a full game of it, as far as I know. So it's a very short game, but it's really good. In terms of like the scares and things like that.
Apparently, there was a problem between Konami and Kojima. Apparently, they broke up or cancelled their contracts together, so that's why the game was never released.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was supposed to be. Looks like it was supposed to be for PS4
Mhm.
in 2014, and like, yeah, they'd released that like demo basically, and then it got removed from the PlayStation Store, so you couldn't play it anymore
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
everything went to shit between them. But yeah, I watched Skull play it back then. He still had like a version of it that he could play, and
Yeah, if you downloaded it, you could still play it as long as you didn't uninstall it.
yeah, so it was really cool to watch him play that. Yeah, I watched Zeb play all of the other Silent Hill games as well. And it's like, I don't mind sitting there and watching him freak out because it's funny. But
Well, you're scared, I will laugh at your reactions.
your dad plays it in the dark. He turns off all the lights
Oh, that's even
and
better.
plays Silent Hill in the dark.
Why?
Atmosphere. So yeah, I've watched him play those, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there and like he's like freaking out trying to figure out where he's supposed to go or where he's supposed to find this item, and I'm like, you passed it like 3 buildings back. He's like, oh,
That's it. Well, like when you watch someone playing a game, you notice things that they don't because they're so
Yeah.
focused on like,
'Cause they're so
one
immersed
point
in
of the
it.
screen, whereas you're like looking around.
mhm.
Yeah, they're so locked in on the whole atmosphere as well. You know,
Yeah.
like they're in it, so they don't notice it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
our friend Skull played a lot of like horror games and stuff on
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
on his stream when he was still streaming. So like that was a lot of fun of just watching him play and freak out and, and everything. He played Dead by Daylight a lot too. He played that for quite a while.
yes, he did.
See, that was one game I was never a fan of. Like people played that all the time, and I just didn't find it
Yeah,
to watch. It wasn't engrossing for me.
he gifted it to me because he wanted me to play with him, and I'm like, nope. Like I've told you, this is not the kind of game that I would play. Nope. But he's like, but I
I've
want to
played that
kill
with
my
my
friends
mates.
in game.
I've played that game with a mate of mine who streams it a fair bit as well, and yeah, it's not my style again. Just the controls itself, I don't find well. I don't know, but yeah, the whole horror aspect of it, is just, nope.
Yeah, it was fun watching him play, and as bad as it's gonna sound, it was funny watching him get frustrated playing that game because he'd get so pissed off, and it's just like you're trying not to laugh because it'll like make it worse for him and stuff, but like he took that game a
So-
little too seriously.
So, what other genres do you guys prefer to play? Like, we're all sort of not really keen on horror games to play. So, what other genres do we all like to play?
Say that louder, AJ.
Sandbox?
Sandbox, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like sandbox, open world. I like my building and creating games, like especially like Minecraft's the main one. I've only played that once. Like to be fair, like Minecraft, I've watched people play Minecraft a lot, but then I've only played it once, and it was heavily modded with a group of friends. But like that aspect of being able to just build whatever you want, like I really do enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I played like Terrarria, for instance. I played the
Yes,
living daylights out of Terrarria.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I've
a fun game.
got well over 1,000 hours in that game.
Nice.
Yes. AJ plays a lot of Minecraft with his friends.
Yeah.
What else?
Minecraft,
What else?
Terrarria,
Yeah.
People Playground. That's also a sandbox game.
Say the last one again.
People Playground.
People Playground. You gotta enunciate a little better there. kid.
I've never heard of that one.
Nor have
My
I.
friend played it, and then he gifted me like I don't know, it was like $20 or something for 7 Days to Die. My PC can't run it, but I had extra, so I got People Playground.
Cool.
7 Days
What
to
about
Die
you?
is a very odd game.
I watched my friend play
It's
it.
I've played it.
It is stuck.
I've
in
played it
beta,
a
I
little bit.
swear.
It's a very odd game, that one.
I've now got almost 100 hours in that game. Forced to play that with my friends because they keep on bugging me. They actually gifted it to me, so I felt compelled that I had to play it. So I've got 97. It's a fun crafting game. if you just do the crafting aspect of it, but then it's got zombies, and I just don't like zombies.
See, I play They Are Billions, which is
Zombies.
all
Yeah.
zombies.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think I only got to play it when I was at Jamie's.
Yeah, that like considering I have it, I have never actually played it purely because I watched you play most of it.
Yeah, it's true. You did watch me play a lot of it because I'd be
And that's
on
more
one
of an
computer,
RTS,
he'd
isn't
be on
it?
his.
Yeah, it's a real time strategy game, but there's
Yeah,
there's a lot of building aspect to it because I'm a massive RTS fan.
Yes. Yeah. RTS is fun. RTS, as we knew it back in like the 90s and early 2000s, is no longer the same.
I know.
Right?
You know, they've changed
Yes.
it so much to the point where it's
You're
not
gonna make me
the
cry.
same. I
Like-
mean, you're going back to Dune, well, Dune rather. You got Command and Conquer, the original Warcraft
Yep.
games. Like they were the pinnacle of RTS games.
That's what got me
And
into
now-
video games.
And now we've got what RTS is now considered of, which is what Total War games, which is mostly
To be
based around
fair,
your armies.
Total War Warhammer. I am. Like,
Oh,
that's
it's-
probably
Don't get him
Total
started
Tom,
on
gonna
Warhammer is
knock
my
it if
second
they're
most
We'll
played
never
game.
get off of the
They're
subject.
actually really good games. Not gonna lie, it's just that it's the whole genre has now changed so much.
Yeah.
That it's
Well, because there's like you've got real time strategy, you've got turn based strategy. There's quite a lot of, and then you've got games that have incorporated turn based and real time into the same. I mean, Total
Mhm.
War's done that quite well actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
they have.
they've really blurred the lines when it comes to when it comes to strategy games.
Yeah. I mean,
love
the
strategy games,
Age of Empires 4, that was the last one that came out. That was, I feel, a proper RTS game where you do have your base building, your army building, your resource management, and then you go and take on your enemy.
Wait, which game? Sorry,
Age of Empires 4. It was the one that just
what's
came
the
out.
latest one that's come out?
Number 4.
That's Age of Empires 4. Yeah, Age of Empires 4. It reminded me a lot of Age of Empires 2.
Yeah.
It was very nostalgic, but it didn't have enough content for me.
Yeah, see, they're going through the seasons, which is what is now done in games as well. You know, you got your whole season passes or whatever it is, and
Mhm.
they've gone down the same route. I don't know how much of the similarities there are, but they've got like the seasonal content that's coming out. So, yeah,
See, for me, Age of Empires 4, all it needed was like more empires to play and a bit more variation. Because at the moment,
Yeah.
you're still stuck with the same, was it 4 races or 5 races? Well, say races, like civilizations to play. And it
yeah,
just gets
because
boring.
some of the civilizations are similar, like too similar. I feel so. Yeah, the campaign in that game was good though. The campaign was amazing.
Yeah, I played through all of them actually. I didn't mind them at all. And it teaches a bit of history as well, which is nice.
Yes,
Because it actually had proper, like they went to all the different places that are like they've showcased in the game. They actually went there and they've taken pictures, and then they've used like, I would say VR imaging to show you what it would have looked like back then. So like you'll see the ruined castle, for instance,
and then they
they'll
like
use VR
rebuild it a
imaging
bit.
to rebuild the castle, so you can actually see what it would look like back in those days. It was pretty cool. It was
Yeah.
well done, but as I say, there just wasn't enough content in that game for my liking.
That reminds me of when the Notre Dame Cathedral burned down. They used Assassin's Creed, I think it was, to
Yep.
help rebuild it because they had the model in game that was accurate. So I was like,
Yeah, they
that's
went around
really
with 3D
cool.
imaging, didn't they? With those 3D cameras to take pictures of it so that they could put it in the game, so that it was to
Yep.
scale and everything. So when it burned down, they had a proper full scale 3D model of the cathedral to work off of.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool.
Worked in their favor, ironically. So,
Right? Yeah. It's like I've heard stories about Assassin's Creed games being so accurate that this kid had played all of them and went on like a school trip to one of these locations and basically ended up giving his class a tour because he knew where everything was because of the game being so accurate. And his teachers were like,
I really thought you were going to say he was climbing buildings and stuff.
He was like
I really thought
jumping
you were gonna
off
say,
like
yeah,
eating
that
hay
he went there and
bales,
he was actually climbing up spires and stuff.
It becomes that game in real life.
pretty much. Yeah. Let's see. What else have I played?
Speaking of lack of content, though,
Mhm.
No Man's Sky is another one. well, that's the one that really pops out. When it first launched, it
No Man's
was
Sky.
a hot pile of shit.
I am currently playing that game for the first time, and the new
Oh, are
content,
you?
like the content that they've added to it, I am actually
Oh.
enjoying it. But the
Yeah, because-
multiplayer
I think I
is
have it.
almost unplayable.
Really, I don't have any issues with
I don't know if I
multiplayer at
have it.
all.
I'd
It's
have to look.
like we were doing
Never
one of the
done
Nexus
anything
quests,
with it.
and you had to go talk to like a stranded guy. But like when I arrived, I couldn't see him, but the person who'd started the mission could see him. So I just all I had to do was follow him around. I couldn't actually do any of the mission. I just had to follow him and wait for him to finish the mission, which then finished it for me. And it was just
Hmm.
like, well, this is.
Oh,
Weird.
Yeah.
I haven't encountered
Yeah.
that issue before.
And I've had
That's
issues with
interesting.
like I've been upgrading my ship, and I upgraded it, like used all the resources to upgrade to finish the upgrade.
Yeah.
And then the upgrade vanished, like it was never there, but it used all of my resources to do it.
Oh, I'd be
And
pissed.
it did it on like 3.
that-
Yeah, it did it. But
That's
luckily, I mean, I
not
didn't.
okay.
I just immediately logged out and went back in because I didn't save it, sort of thing. So when I logged back in, I still had the resources because I hadn't upgraded my ship at that point.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I had to upgrade it one bit at a time.
Oh,
So like
Yep.
upgrade it, log out, save and log out, log back in, upgrade, save, log out, and I had to do
Oh,
that
that
to
would be
upgrade my ship.
frustrating. I've not had any.
Yeah,
because,
very frustrating.
because I bought it. I think it was last year or the year before. I saw it on Steam for sale for like $3 or something. I'm like, fucking can't do worse. Buy. And I've been playing it on and off. I've never encountered those kind of bugs. Like there are some bugs. I found one last night specifically where one of the creatures just started like spinning in massive circles and hitting other animals and
Yep.
like just full on killing them. I'm like, what is going on?
I was
Jump on
fighting the
ship,
sentinels
leave this
earlier,
planet.
and
It does
one of the little dog sentinels that you have to fight was
Yeah, yeah.
underground, and its head was sticking out the ground, and I couldn't shoot it because its
Yeah, it
hitbox
was
was under
bugged,
the ground,
yeah,
but it could
yeah.
shoot a laser out the ground and hit me, and I was just like, what the hell is this?
that's fair.
I had to literally get a matter thing and like dig it out of the ground,
Hit me from the ground.
Wow.
and I couldn't hide from it because normally, like with sentinels, you do what you need to do, and then you go hide, and the sentinels sort of lose interest and disappear.
Yes.
But because this dog was underground, even though I dug a big ass tunnel and tried to hide underground, the dog could still somehow see me, even though it was miles away. So the sentinels were just constantly locked on me. I couldn't get away.
Oh,
I had to jump in my ship, fight a load of sentinel interceptors, and then land on the other side of the planet and then hide and wait.
jeez.
It was-
I've
I've had
not
this.
encountered these. Wow.
It's been a bit frustrating. I mean, I am enjoying the game though, but it's just been a little frustrating and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like nowadays, from what it was when it first launched to what it is now, they've
Yeah.
come so far. It's
The amount
such a fun game.
Stuff that was thrown at that game when it first came out was unbelievable. I don't think I've ever heard I suppose Cyberpunk got a lot of stick, but No Man's Sky got the worst.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
Like-
got a shit pile dumped on them, and they
Yeah.
just kept on getting heaped on. It was insane. For what 3 or 4 months? It was just a
Yeah,
pile on.
constant.
Every day you'd see just literal hundreds of memes or hate mail essentially sent to them. Everything. It was bad.
Yeah, they had I'm pretty sure their PR, the head of their PR department ended up quitting or something.
They didn't have a
They were
PR
getting so much.
department, did they?
With the way they went, I'd be surprised if they did.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'll give them their due though, that the latest update they've done has done that game wonders. I am
Yeah,
thoroughly
and
enjoying it.
the main thing is like, they've done it all for free as well. Like there's no DLCs or anything. It's here's another update that has
Yeah.
content, and it's a lot of content, and they just keep on making more. And it's like, are you going to stop anytime soon? Like they just did another one last week.
right?
Like what are you doing? So I mean, I'm appreciative. They keep on investing in the game, and yeah, it's a fun game. But you would think that like there's a lot of developers out there that they would stop by now. They would have finished it, done. But they just keep on going. So it's good.
The amount of content in that game is massive. Like it
Yeah.
is basically never ending because everywhere you go, there's always changing. Like there's new quests and just random events that you'll encounter. And
Yep. And it's
Yeah,
all
there's-
procedurally generated as well. So
Yeah.
you go into a new system and it's just procedurally generated for you. So you never know what you're going into. It's really good.
What was that one that you did the beta testing for, Jamie? The space exploration one.
Dual Universe. Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
in. I think it's in open beta now. Yeah.
Dual universe.
Dual universe.
Yeah, it's a completely open universe game. Like everyone is on one server, so like you're not like different
Hi,
realms and
Kaga.
stuff like that. Everyone is on one thing.
Yeah.
Hello.
We have a newcomer.
Ooh,
Hello.
we have a newcomer.
I made it. Still setting up a little. There we go. Yay.
Hi.
Ew.
How are you all?
Good. How are
Living
you?
the dream.
Doing pretty good. Feeling a little tired. It's been summer is finally exhausting me.
You have been busy for the last few weeks with things.
Yes. It's amazing how quickly having so many kids in the house can be like, okay, I need a vacation now.
Yep.
Yeah. And summer vacation for you guys is going good?
Yes. Yeah, they go back to school in a couple weeks.
Soon coming up. I
Yep.
still have another month and a half before I am relieved of my summer
I'm sorry.
duties. All
We
good.
were just talking about
Having fun.
kind of open world RTS kind of video
RTS.
games, like No Man's Sky and things like that.
Oh, I haven't played that one yet. Darn.
I haven't either. They were nerding out about it. We were listening.
Yeah.
Ooh.
One of the cats
do
must be
tell.
doing something. Jamie's not looking at the camera.
Jamie, pay attention.
One of the cats is doing something. What is Mars doing? What is he playing with?
I have no idea.
The blanket. He's playing with the blanket. Leave him alone.
No, he's got this little
Yeah,
tiny
he's playing with the blanket.
thing.
Yep.
There we go.
And then he just
Kitty.
true kitten fashion.
Bye,
He
kitty.
just flings himself. That cat has no sense of self-preservation whatsoever. He will just dive at whatever
Yep.
he can, really.
I mean, he's
Sounds
got
like
9
my
lives.
cat.
He's good. He's got this covered.
Malia does that all the time.
I'm pretty sure he's got about 8 left now. But he has done some mental stuff, like diving headfirst into my chest of drawers and stuff like that. Like, and I'm not talking just like a little leap either. Like he was sprinting, jumped off the bed, and just dived headfirst into my chest of drawers at full speed. I generally thought he'd killed himself.
Did he find some catnip lying around the house somewhere?
No, Mars lives up to his name. He's named after the god Mars, not the planet.
Ah.
God of War.
Lives
Okay.
up to him very much.
Him and I've got another cat who's 2-year-old Mia. Him and her are like best buds. But like even he gets too much for her, where she just starts crying and tells him like to be off. Basically.
My friend is leaving me.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of God of War, has anyone played God of War?
My husband did. I didn't.
I've watched some of it, but I've not played it.
No, that's a Sony only game, or is it on PC now? I can't remember. Either way, I haven't played it.
We had it on
Sony.
PS2. I don't remember. There's more than one, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
I think he was
Making
playing
them
the
5
first
now.
2.
nice.
I just
Jamie,
remembered like,
are
oh, I
you
wish I had
sitting
time
still,
for
or
that.
did your camera freeze? I think we lost Jamie.
No.
Oh no.
Maybe Mars is sitting right in front of the camera. It's like flashing.
Right?
Maybe Mars.
like- He's gone around the back and like
I think we
disconnected
lost
the
him.
network cable.
Yep. There we go.
Mars, Mars attacked the internet.
I mean, given what that cat does, I wouldn't be surprised.
The saboteur.
I had a cat situation in my office the other night because we had to take off the screen and my husband left the window open and the cat let herself in and
course.
she was sleeping in my mini VO box here And if I had not looked, because this was down, if I hadn't looked, I wouldn't have seen her there. She would have just spent the whole night. That was officially her house. I was like, get out of here, kitty. It's not your place. And now it smells a bit like cat. I was surprised we didn't get more kitties in here.
Reading over my shoulder.
So Kagara, are there any genres in games that you prefer?
The last batch of games I've been playing are mostly sandbox games.
Yeah.
We like
Yeah.
sandbox.
Before
Okay.
then,
Which
before
one?
then I was doing MMO RPG. I love that. World of Warcraft. But
Nice.
for a while it was Terrarria. Terrarria.
Oh, I
was
played
great. I
Terrarria.
love Terrarria.
He's our little Terraria.
It's so
Him
fun.
and Jamie.
You're nice.
Mhm.
Very cool.
I think there's a new patch coming out. I just haven't.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook. They announced that they're bringing out another patch again. It's another
Really?
game that they just keep on investing in the game. It's really good.
Yeah.
Jamie's power cut out.
Oh no.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
Dang.
messaging me from his phone.
Bad power.
what part of the world is he hailing in from?
England. He's just next to you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Go for a
neighbors.
short drive and you visit him.
A drive through the
Kaguya,
ocean. Oh,
that
wait, no,
was
there's
my
a tunnel.
boyfriend.
There's a tunnel. Oh, okay, cool.
That's my boyfriend. Yeah.
Woo.
I messaged him because CrossCore brought up Halo, and I'm like, no, if we're gonna do Halo, we need Jamie. And so I messaged Jamie, and I was like, you up for a video game podcast? He's like, when? And I'm like, now. He's like, okay. Oh, God,
Nice.
he's even got the fire alarm going off. He says too.
Oh, jeez.
I wait. They're still not in like a heat wave or anything, right?
No.
I haven't.
But this
caught up with the
happens
news.
sometimes. It happened a few times while I was
Oh.
there as well. So he says he thinks it's like where his apartment is, there's like a little like shopping center, like a kind of underground shopping center near him. So he thinks it's maybe
Mhm.
like they had an issue and it's kind of cut the power to the whole street.
Yeah.
That's happened before too. So
That's not great.
yeah.
Yeah. We have random power outages here too. We had 2 this week, but I'm not sure if it's because they're repainting the house and they might have touched something or what.
Right.
It's random.
We're just trying to paint
It's a small village. Things happen.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's dive on into Zelda chats.
Zelda.
Kid. Right here.
Oh, I love Zelda games.
So,
cat human.
what's the favorite Zelda game that everyone's got here? Because everyone, I dare say everyone has played Zelda. Because they're all
I think
A Link to the Past.
Yeah. Talk louder.
A Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past. Yeah, nice. Linko,
Kira, do you have one?
Kira.
AJ is Link now.
So I've always enjoyed Ocarina of Time. That was always a really good one.
I don't know if you
Yes.
heard him. He said he's stuck in the water temple in Ocarina of Time.
That one was hard. It
Welcome
was
to
definitely
hell.
hard.
I was playing the original one, so you just gotta pause it for like 5 seconds. Oh, quick,
The one that frustrated me more was the Twilight Princess water temple. That was even more frustrating.
Yes.
I need to go back to that game too.
I've gotten that far.
Yeah, I think I'm actually in the water dungeon for Twilight Princess.
You are.
Yeah, that is also quite hellish.
Oh, fine.
So enjoy.
Going around in circles. What did I miss?
It's like, I didn't hit switch somewhere. What am I missing?
Yeah. Once you get past that one part that people get stuck on, it's like, okay, it's cool. It's cool now. Yeah. I think that one, it's a really hard one. Ocarina of Time was my favorite because it was like and then it was the only one we had for a while. And then I really like Twilight Princess too, just because I get to be a wolf. It's cool. I'm actually also enjoying Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild's pretty fun. I like the direction they took with it, making it more open world. The only problem with that is the completionist in me is like, I want to find all of the little green dudes, but shucks.
All of the little Koroks that are all over the place.
Yep.
Exactly. But then the combat part, I suck at combat. So I was sharing my stage
yes,
with my
we do.
husband, so he was doing all the great combat. I was like, okay, you fight the bad guy. I can't do it. I suck. I'm just gonna die. I'll do all the puzzles. He sucks at those, and I'm great at those. So it was a payoff. Little switch here.
Nice.
But that's been fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I find
I can't wait for the next one.
I just like the whole Zelda, how it is a mix of good combat and good puzzles to try and figure out. You know, it's they got that real nice mix of everything, and they somehow manage to incorporate where you go back to stuff that you've already done to revisit the same areas when you've progressed further. So I think that they do those games really, really well. Really well.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see an updated graphic version of Ocarina of Time.
Yes. Yeah, if they did a modern day graphical update on that, it would look amazing. Could you imagine in Unreal Engine?
That would be crazy.
That'd be so nice.
That'd be so pretty.
Things that they have to do. They absolutely have to do it now.
It has been stated, it must now be done.
Hey, if they can remaster Final Fantasy, they can remaster Zelda. Wow. Words.
Yes.
Do you guys play Final Fantasy?
For. I love 9. That's my ultimate favorite.
I've never played them.
This is where we need Zeb.
If only he was.
Zeb is Zelda and Final Fantasy like for days.
If only he wasn't at work.
Yeah, he had to work tonight, and tomorrow night. So
shucks.
Yeah.
Missing out.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy never really hit my it never really did it for me. I don't know. Just never got into them, never enjoyed them.
I played a few of them when I was younger, because the only reason I got to play games when I was their age is because my brother convinced my mom to let us have video games. So it's only because of him that I got to play like Warcraft and StarCraft and things like that.
Yeah.
And then like when it came to like PlayStation games, the only reason we got to play that is because my uncle left his PlayStation at our house when he moved out after he came back from his naval service. So we have still in our house right now that original PS1 and all of its games, and it still works.
It's still working?
It still works.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have in our house, we have PS1 through 4 and games for it.
I don't think we have a 3.
Yep.
We have a PS3?
It's on top of the original machine.
No, it's PS2. We don't have a PS3.
Oh.
I stand corrected. That's a PS2. So we have 1 and 2 and 4. We don't have a 3. And I haven't got. I don't think I'll buy a 5 for a while. And then what else do we have? We had a GameCube. We have a Wii and a Wii U.
The Wii U doesn't work unless it's plugged in.
Yeah, the battery doesn't hold a charge anymore.
That sucks.
Oh.
3DS.
I was getting to that. We have a lot of handhelds as well. So we have a 3DS.
Nice.
Just a standard DS. Game Boy Advance. Or not a DS. No, yeah. Well, we had one.
We had
one and then it broke.
And then the 2DS broke.
Yeah. Again, that was their 2DS that broke.
I have no idea how it broke. It just stopped working.
Right. Kids and electronics.
I seriously don't know.
What else do you have?
There's underlying issues there. We'll leave them alone.
We have an original Game Boy and a Game Boy Color.
And the Game Boy Advance.
And would you? Jesus Christ, children, we can really talk.
No.
And a PSP. We have a PSP?
Oh.
Because one of the Kingdom Hearts games is on the PSP.
Which one?
Oh, that's right. There's another great game, Kingdom Hearts.
And we have 2 Switches. Because they have one and Zeb has one.
Mhm.
I think that's everything, isn't it?
Could be.
Besides, obviously our laptops, but
Yeah, I think that's
Um,
pretty much it.
we're quite the gaming
Nice.
house. And that's not even like getting into all the board games that their dad has.
No,
too.
yeah.
that's a whole other topic.
Nice.
That
That
We have
is.
an overflowing
Yep.
bookshelf of board games.
Ooh,
Bookcase, I should say. not
life
bookshelf.
goals for me.
it's quite a
Nice.
large bookcase of
Yeah.
board games.
Yep. We have quite the collection.
Yay, games.
Yeah.
And I have PS2 that I can't get to work right now because our TV takes HDMI and the PS2 takes the
Mhm.
3 colors, and I don't have an adapter. It's not working. Damn it. It was working. I'm pretty frustrated about that because I would like to play Metal Gear Solid 3 again. Great game. But we have a Wii U that's keeping us afloat for now. And we have a Nintendo emulator. Sadly, not a Super Nintendo emulator, just freaking Nintendo, which is so good. There's a lot of fun games there.
Yeah.
I did have the original Nintendo, and I had the original Game Boy a long time
we
ago.
have an NES
I
Classic.
had-
and a SNES Classic.
Yes.
Yeah, that
we
too.
forgot about those.
Yes, we have the classics that have like the 30 preloaded games or whatever.
Oh, yep. yep.
So we have the NES and SNES for that.
Nice.
We used to have the originals, but we sold them for a down payment on the house.
Oh, mine
Yeah,
broke.
we had
but that was
a
ages
Super
ago.
NES and an NES plus like probably a good like 50 games for both. And we sold them
Ooh.
for quite a bit to cover the down payment of the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
To have one that's in working condition is really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Those NESs were a little frustrating with how easily they broke. Like, just stay in there. Push the game down. Like, it's not going down anymore.
Right.
The game console.
Oh, in the cartridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though it says
It
do not
works.
blow on the cartridge and do not blow on the machine. And what do?
Do exactly that. Because of course it works.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get the dust out somehow.
Exactly.
Right. Is it
No, in our house we had a
coming
problem with
out or the
cockroaches
spit
trying to
going
lay eggs in there.
in? That makes it work.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
Yep.
Could be.
Mhm. Oh, I had a Genesis too. That was fun. I used to love playing Sonic. It was so much fun.
I've only played one Sonic
Sonic
game.
was great.
Haven't even beat it.
So does
It's
anyone play
hard.
Comments.
does anyone play games like The Sims? Where it's
No.
I used to play
Um,
SimCity, but I never did play The Sims. Yeah.
so city builders, yeah, cool. Did you
those were
end up
fun.
playing City Skylines? Because that's another city builder.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
I think I have a few in my
It's
Steam
Skylines.
library, but I've not played them.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've played The Sims a couple of times. One of my sisters was pretty addicted to it back in the day. She'd like always playing The Sims. I always saw it as people who like to control other people's lives.
Right? Yeah. I
It's
played
like,
it a few
eh.
times like when we were younger kind of thing, but I don't know, like it's an okay game, but not something I ever really got all that invested in, I don't think.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think I was busy with Counter-Strike at that time. That was my thing. And then it was followed by World of Warcraft. So there was no time for The Sims.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, there's a massive time sink. You just sort of down the rabbit hole you
Yep.
go.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
God, I haven't played WoW in like, oh, how long has it been? Like 6 or 7 years? No.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I know
That's
that's
the
how
longest
I've been
for
me.
out of the game for that long.
Yeah.
I stopped shortly before Pandaria. I
Yep.
remember playing Maelstrom, but I was like, I can't keep up with these subscription payments. I'm done. So,
Yeah, I haven't really stopped. I might have a problem.
Be so close. Yeah,
was-
I
I
only
was-
played it really because a guy I was dating at the time was playing it. So I played it for a little while after we broke up, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when WoW
Wait,
first
Horde
came out.
or Alliance?
Both, but mainly Alliance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm Horde.
You're the
Orc
Horde?
warrior.
Oh.
I
Orc
have,
warrior all the way.
characters for both, but mainly Alliance, yeah.
I
Kargara was actually my orc's name.
Hey, nice. I it started off on Alliance. I played Night Elf Warrior. Did that through all of the original release, so all of vanilla. Leveled it through Burning Crusade, and then Raft came out with a DK, and I switched to Horde.
And you
Played
never
a
went
troll.
back.
Played a troll DK, and I leveled that all the way through. So I did that through Wrath, Kata, Mop, Warlords, Legion. Battle for Azeroth is when I changed sides because I got bored, and I actually got really kind of shit off with the how they killed Vol'jin, because I thought Vol'jin
Yeah.
was perfect for the next Horde leader, and they did him dirty so bad. I am still not happy with that.
Yeah.
So I
I
switched
think I
back to
stopped
Alliance,
playing.
and I've been a Night Elf
Mm,
Alliance character since then.
I think I stopped somewhere around Battle for Azeroth.
So just after Legion, essentially, between
Yeah.
that sort of period. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of around there. So, but I heard about Vol'jin and everything, and I was like, no, you bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was
Oh.
not happy with how they killed him off. I was not happy.
Yeah.
Was
I
they
haven't kept up at all with the storyline.
oh the storyline, it's they get a lot of hate for some of the stories that they're telling. And I think in a sense rightly so, because I think it's poor storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. They made like Sylvanas, to go onto that bandwagon for a moment. They had it where she burnt down Teldrassil, so the Night Elf home is gone. It is out of the game. You can no longer go there.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Wow.
It is
Yeah.
gone.
Wow.
That happened. Then you go into that was like the start of Battle for Azeroth. And you're like, all right, cool. And then all through Battle for Azeroth, you're dealing with that sort of crap going on. She ends up leaving, becomes one of the main bad guys for Shadowlands. But in that, they now have what is essentially a redemptive arc for her. And as someone who first originally started off as a Night Elf character, and I have a lot of love for the Night Elf race in the game, for her to burn down and commit genocide effectively on that race, and for them to just try and give her a redemptive arc, I think has done everyone who goes deep into Night Elves a massive disservice. I think it's really, really terrible storytelling. Don't like it. I don't know if they could have done anything that would have felt like justice in a sense for anyone who plays a Night Elf character, because of the extent that they took her down. And then it's like, well, how do you create a good story to do an end cap on that? They've basically buried her to the point where she's going to be left forgotten in lore for a good few years, and then they might bring her back, I would say.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
But also, like, not every villain deserves a redemption arc either. Like,
Exactly.
Right.
And I feel like that's what they try and do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean by like they're not telling a good story because it's like, hey, here's this big bad guy, and we're going to try and give them a redemptive arc. No,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't
There's
actually
stay
deserve that.
bad.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I was all for, you know, okay, they made it so she took out Teldrassil, it's gone. That's cool. That's a risk in a storytelling perspective on going that route, the ramifications of coming from that. But don't then have it where she comes back and manages to somehow find peace in a sense. I just don't think that's right.
Yeah.
And they did
That's
very
kind of a big thing. It's like considering what she did. It'd be really like, why? Why
Yeah.
did you give her?
Yeah.
No.
exactly. And it
That
wasn't
makes
just,
sense.
you know, it was majority of the player base were like, she's taking out Teldrassil, guys. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny. The two of my most memorable experiences in World of Warcraft were interactions with night elves. It was, oh gosh, what was the region? I can't remember the name. It was like jungly and it was contested territory. And I was full on getting ganked by a night elf. It was just
Stranglethorn
like
Vale
totally
in the area.
teabagging me. No, it was, no, it was in the original Azeroth area.
Yep, Stranglethorn Vale. Be down the bottom.
I think
That's
it
what
might have been
Eagles-
Stranglethorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very swampy and foresty. But
Yep.
Yeah, that's Stranglethorn.
that was like, oh man, this guy. It took I think it took over half an hour for me to find a way to get away from him.
Did you hate that? Like they would follow you
Yeah.
just to gank you. And it's
I'm
like,
low level,
no,
leave
go
me
away.
alone. Yeah.
I
He was
hated
so
PvP
mean.
servers. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I will say
I
though
was
that
like super wary of night elves after that, and then I met another night elf in a city. So I was like, okay, I'm safe here. And he was like being totally cool. We were having a little party as much as you can between a horde and a light skin.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, okay, night elves are redeemed.
But how good is that though? That you could create those sort of memories in this game, and it still
Mhm.
holds true years later. You know, And
Yeah.
that's what I like about World of Warcraft is that, you know, the player created content that you can do in the game
Mhm.
is actually a lot. So
Yeah.
it's really cool, and it creates these strong memories that you have. It's really good.
We came across a wedding at one point.
Yep.
It was a very snowy region.
Oh, yeah.
God, I can't remember any of the names. It was a full-blown wedding. I think one of them was a death knight, undead death knight. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about
Yeah.
people doing that in World
Yep,
of Warcraft.
getting married in game. Yep,
Mhm.
there's been a heap of them. That's good.
Yeah.
And then there's always Leroy Jenkins.
Right.
Oh,
Very memorable
Legendary.
Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins.
That was
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Is
There's a
greatest
store
clip.
out here that's the equivalent of Home Depot, and it's called Leroy Merlin, but it's spelled Leroy Merlin. So every time we were like, we're going to Leroy Merlin.
Nice. Very nice. And
That's
you have
amazing.
no idea what we're talking. I'll show you the Leroy Jenkins clip later.
Oh,
Oh, they have
show
no
them the
idea.
full clip. The
They know
full clip.
nothing
Yes.
of what we're talking about with World of Warcraft.
I've only heard of the game.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now, if they make
It's
a
a lot of
World of
fun.
StarCraft, I am all in on that. Give me World of
Yes.
StarCraft. Like, give me
That
that,
would be
equivalent.
fun.
I want that.
I don't know if they could
Yeah.
do that well enough.
It'd be
I don't know
really
if
cool
they
if they
could.
could pull it off.
If they could pull
Right?
it off, it would
And
be like
Open World
sweet mother
StarCraft
of
would be
God, this is amazing.
amazing.
I would
can
totally
you
go
imagine
Zerg.
playing as like
Absolutely.
the Zerg and trying to conquer places.
Yes, we are all on the same page. Zerg all the
that
way.
would be Jamie.
Zerg.
Jamie plays Zerg. Whereas like my tattoos would indicate, Terran. So I would be playing as the humans.
Zerg all the way.
It's always fun to be a Zerg. I suck at that game too, but it's fun. It's
So do
yes,
I,
I'll be
but
the
again,
one in the
it's
corner
fun.
that gets killed easily. I'll be
Yep.
distraction for the other person who's
Right,
better.
yeah.
I like to call myself as bait.
Yes.
Right? Yep.
I should be less
I
Very
I volunteer
fitting term for
tribute.
me. Too.
I volunteer so that we can bait the enemy.
It's like I'm going to create a
Yep.
whole lot of just nothing and run at them, and they're going to be like, "This guy's a threat," and they're going to run at me while you guys just build up and take them out. All right, we go.
Yep.
Let me aggro
I'm
them
like
while you guys kill them.
Let me be the bait.
I'm like the NPC character option in the Super Smash, but on very, very low intelligence.
Yeah.
There you go.
Full on etiquette. That's me with the Zerg. Derpy Zerg. That's me.
Yeah.
What's
So
your
fun.
favorite unit from the Zerg? Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't even remember the names. I like it. Was it the underlings, the lower
So,
level guys?
You got the
I haven't played in
Zerglings.
years.
You got the Zerglings, and Banelings.
Zerglings, that's the name.
Yeah,
they're
the little
first
guys
one,
that are like
yeah.
the drones kind of thing.
Yep.
But then they
Just
can
send them
step up
all.
into the-
I like to like mass produce them and just send them all at once. Just
I mean,
Right.
that is
They
a
don't fly.
fair assessment of what you do in Zerg. You just make
Uh-huh.
a ball of Zerglings and run at them.
Yep.
Go conquer stuff.
I
go
liked the
on my spawn.
the campaigns they
Divide
did for
and
that
conquer.
section. So you know how they had like Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and then Void of the whatever. I can't remember what the last was called.
I haven't
But
played
anyway,
in so long.
Heart of the Swarm. Like they did that whole campaign really well because they made it feel like you were the leader of a swarm of enemies. The way they did their mutations that you could do, where you could, instead of spawning, what was it, 2 Zerglings per hatchling, you could do 3. They were faster as well. Then you could like mutate your Hydralisks and your Roaches and your Mutalisks into other things. Oh, it was a great campaign. By the end of it, you felt like you were a swarm of enemies. It was fantastic.
Yeah, Heart of the Swarm was pretty awesome. I liked that campaign.
Nice.
Legacy of the Void is the third
That's
one.
the one. Void of Wood or the something or other. I don't know.
Yeah. Legacy of the Void. That one, the campaign was all right, but after like how awesome Heart of the Swarm was,
It was
felt
a bit of a
little
letdown, wasn't it?
lacking.
Yeah. But then they had the operations after that campaign as well that you went through to actually finish off the story. Did you know about that? You're looking
I didn't see those ones, no.
Yeah. So they did the whole how it was at the end where it was Kerrigan was going after Amos effectively.
Yeah.
So they actually did all that through these story campaigns they did after Legacy of the Void.
Oh.
So it's all actually finished.
I'll have to go play those then, I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't even know if I have those. I might have to buy them first.
I don't know if they're I don't know if you buy them or if they're just there to free to play now. They might have taken that off. I don't know. But yeah, they were good. I think it actually did finish off the story pretty darn well. But you've got to play through those to actually get the full story.
Yeah, because there was other DLC type things that were. It was like one of the snipers and her missions.
Yes. Yep.
As well.
Yeah, I think they were part of it. Jeez, it's been a while since I played that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it was supposed
Nova
to be kind
Ops.
of like a additional storyline to the finale. But I didn't play those either.
No, they did end it pretty well, I think. So if they do a StarCraft 3, I'll be interested to see what they do because effectively they don't need the heroes anymore that they've created over the last 2 games.
I don't know that we'll get a StarCraft 3. Honestly.
I mean, they've been bought out by Xbox now, so
right. Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. Phil Spencer's apparently going to be working with them strongly to help them produce more stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be an interesting space to watch, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It should be interesting. And what kind of annoyed me with Legacy of the Void was before the game launched, they were releasing little character stories about things that happened between Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void.
Yeah.
And they had Rainer, like he had settled down, married, and his wife was pregnant. And then he gets this like call or whatever that Kerrigan's still alive and she needs help. And he literally just drops everything and runs off at the end of the story.
Wow.
I
But
didn't
then
see that.
we get into the
That's kind of
campaign,
cool.
and there's no mention of any of that at all.
Oops.
No mention of
Was
his
that-
wife, his unborn child, anything. It's as if that didn't
Huh.
happen. And like I even, because you could like comment on those stories. So I even commented afterwards and I said, how does this match up? Because the way you've built Rainer as a character, he'd never abandon his wife and child to go do whatever just because
Yeah,
Kerrigan's
yeah.
alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just don't mention it ever again. So like, where's the point in this story? Kind of thing. And stuff. And I never got a reply.
Dang. I wonder if it was just like, oh, let's try this. Never mind. Hopefully nobody will notice.
Yeah, like I read a lot of the other like lore that they had put up for that time between the two expansions and stuff, and a lot of the story was really good because it did kind of feed into Legacy of the Void a little bit. But that story, that one just bugs me because it's like, why would you set this up if you're not going to use it in any way and you're just going to pretend like you didn't write it? Kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it was like a management thing.
I don't know.
Like one
It had
person was
to
like,
be.
we're gonna do it this way, and they were like, screw you, we're doing it that way. So
Right.
and then they're like, oh wait, that was
Yeah.
a bad idea. Okay, we'll do it your way next time.
Right.
Maybe it was like that.
Yeah.
It's hard when they build like these huge expensive worlds to keep track of everything. I always end up thinking like Game of Thrones, like how does he keep track of that stuff? I mean,
Game
it
of
helps that
Thrones
he
is a
kills
whole
off
other
half the
podcast,
characters.
okay? Let's not get into that
Yeah.
one right now.
Yeah. But when you have it in a game form, it's even trickier because it has to be more like dynamic.
They do
If
have
you
a
make
game.
a change.
I've not really
Oh,
played
they
it
made a
though.
game.
It's a mobile game, I
Oh,
think.
I haven't played it.
But yeah, the mobile game was all right. But
Hmm.
yeah.
I haven't played it. No time for games. Oh gosh.
Whereas I'm single, I have all the time for games. Hashtag
Which
single
game
life.
are you currently playing?
Currently because again, I've got all the time in the world. I'm spread across multiple games. I'm currently still playing World of Warcraft Classic. I play World of Warcraft Retail. I'm playing No Man's Sky as well. I've been playing a bit of Halo Infinite PvP with my nephew. I've dabbled into Rainbow Six and Siege recently. What other games do I play recently? Raft. I've been kicking that off again with my nephews. Yeah. I have a lot of free time, apparently.
How many games? How many games do you have in your Steam library?
It was
God.
the Steam library of shame.
Well, half of our library is shared from Jamie's librry, so
A lot.
is we
don't
share our
actually have a
libraries,
lot. I just don't play
Jamie
a
and
lot.
I. So let me look at my library. I'm pulling up Steam so I can look at my library.
So am I.
I have about 59 games.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I can't read that. How many do I have?
37.
I have a bunch on my wish list too. Like,
Oh God, don't get me started on my wish list. My wish list is massive.
We're not counting the wish list.
Yeah, I have like, well, you have to count the ones that I have in favorites too. So 30, 42. Yeah, I have like 42 in my library.
Ooh.
Looking to see. And that doesn't include Jamie's library that he shares with the kids. Because both he and I share our libraries with the kids for their accounts.
Hmm.
Or accounts. So they get
So
access
I-
to a
so-
lot of games that way.
So I have 279 games in my Steam library.
Wow. Which
Oh, I
one's
didn't realize
the
that
best
many.
game you've played this year through your Steam library?
Off my Steam list library. Okay, so off my
Mhm.
Steam list library, what was the best game I played? Desperados 3 is
What did I
actually
even
really
play this
good.
year?
Stardew Valley.
Besides Stardew
Yeah,
Valley.
Desperados 3.
Yeah, Desperados 3. That's actually a really, really fun game. I've not finished the second level, and
No,
It's
haven't
just-
played four.
it's just fun.
I haven't.
I
I've
haven't-
started three, stopped
Again, I
for a
don't
while,
complete
then
games, it
got back
seems,
to one.
but I do play them.
Hmm.
And
I think I'm replaying.
yeah, no, Desperados 3 was definitely a lot of fun. The first actual mission, takes you an hour to complete. The second
Ooh.
mission's like 2.5 hour long mission of it because it's all stealth. You can't get caught. You've got a limited amount of bullets. You
Ooh.
got to slowly go around, make sure you not get seen by enemies.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It
Hate
is,
stealth missions.
it is a hell of a
Now
lot of
I'm
fun.
gonna go add that to my wish list now.
It is extremely strategic. You get I think it's up to 5 characters in a mission. I'm only mission 2, so I've only got like two guys that I can control at the moment. And you could control them together or independently. So you like move this guy over to those bushes so that he hides. And then you move this guy over to this here to distract this person. And then you move that guy again around the corner. And then you move the other guy on. You know, it's really strategic. There is a speedrunner that has done the game in like 12 minutes, the whole game. Because he knows where everything's going to be. And he knows what guys he's going to get. So he's, as soon as the game loads, he's like, right, you're going straight to there, you're going straight to here. And he's got it timed perfectly so that as the patrols walk past, the guy comes out and just walks behind them. It's just mind-boggling how he's done it. Is absolutely crazy.
You probably put a lot of hours into that.
Oh yeah,
Right.
he's got over 1,000 hours. He's just it's good. But
That's crazy.
that is probably one of my favorite games I've played this year for sure. Desperados 3. What other games? I haven't really played a lot of new games this year. Not this
I
year,
haven't really
anyway.
either. I've mostly
I've sort of gone
replayed
back to
games.
Definitely haven't.
Yeah, that's a lot. I've sort of gone back to games that are like the tried and true, essentially. Like I'm going through No Man's Sky again. Well, not again. Essentially, I've just created a new save to start again because it's so freaking fun. I played a little bit more Monster Hunter World this year. That's a fun game. What other games have I played this year? I don't know. Not new games. Halo Infinite came out this year, wasn't it? The story actually came out this year, and I played that. Was actually disappointed by the story of it.
Oh.
To the point where this is the first Halo game that I actually haven't finished the campaign. I did not enjoy it. So I've stopped. But the PvP, so the actual multiplayer of it, is on point. They have the feel of Halo back, and it is very, very good. So I'll play the PvP side of it, but yeah, the campaign side, I actually haven't finished it, and I don't know if I will. It's just boring is probably the right word for it, which is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually never did get to play Halo. It's another one. Eventually I'll get around to.
The first 3, it's like Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, brilliant games. Halo Reach was pretty good. I enjoyed it mostly. Halo 4, unpopular opinion, I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of people didn't. I thought it was actually really, really good. Halo 5 was a hot pile of crap.
Jamie would agree with that. He says that all the time.
Yeah, Halo 5 is just
it
terrible.
FPS?
Yes.
Yeah, Halo is FPS.
So FPS. Oh shucks, I can't play it.
Yeah, I'm
Why
not good
can't
at
you play it?
FPS
Oh, you get
either,
motion sickness.
I
Or...
don't. I watch,
I
but I,
get
don't play.
motion sickness. Like about 15 years ago, I suddenly started getting motion sickness with FPS, so I can't play them
Oh.
anymore. It sucks. I'm like,
Yeah.
all those fun days gone. Sad. Yeah.
I wonder if there's an
Even-
accessibility thing in there. Was I know a lot of games are bringing out
Maybe.
accessibility options
Oh,
where
yeah,
they
there
can
could be.
turn off certain features so that you can still play the game.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they did, because I used to love playing Team Fortress 2. So fun. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm feeling sick. I'm gonna puke. Damn it. 5
Yeah.
minutes into it, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Yeah. It was always so much fun.
I'm looking forward to Overwatch 2. I got into the beta recently and I played a little bit of the beta. Didn't really want to spoil the game essentially for me. But it's also a first-person shooter, so I apologize. But it is a very, very good game. I quite enjoyed. A lot of people are really antsy about the 5v5 instead of the 6v6 that it's always been. But the way that they're changing the heroes, I think 5v5 works really, really well. The game is way more fast-paced. There is always something happening. It's go, go, go. And I enjoy that. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a lot of oddball games in my library. They're like Dragon Audit. A friend bought that one for me. I was like, oh, what is this about? It was actually pretty funny. Dragon Audit. Very
Dragon
random.
Audit. Dragon.
Yeah.
That sounds
Very short
random.
game and quite random. Very
Yeah.
odd. Yeah.
Sounds random.
Undertale. Undertale is a great one. Do you guys have
Yes, you guys have
Undertale?
played Undertale, yeah.
We got stuck.
They've played
We
Undertale.
got stuck at one person. I don't
So
know.
good.
Yeah,
I never did donkey.
Yeah, that guy.
You're stuck
Yep.
in
Yeah.
Undertale?
Yeah, they
That
are.
was the farthest that we have gotten, and we cannot get past him.
Wait, what game is that? Sorry?
No.
Undertale.
Undertale.
Undertale. I've heard of that game.
It's really good. It's very cute. Very, very
I've
cute.
beaten Deltarune. Both chapters.
Ooh.
Yes, I have seen that game. Yep.
It's a game I have to go back to one day. Crypt of the Necrodancer is also another goofy, fun game. Quite nice.
There's like a Zelda version of
It's
that.
there is? Ooh,
Yeah.
I'll have to find that one.
I don't.
I wasn't
Have you guys played Valheim?
Which one?
Valheim.
I think it's on my wish list.
Valheim is it's a sandbox game, so survival crafting sort of game as well. Vikings, and it was released early last year
Yeah.
into early access, and it just exploded because of COVID. Was it last year? Or was it the year before? Holy crap! I can't remember.
No,
now.
I'm pretty sure it was last year.
Yeah. Either way, I've already put how many hours have I got in that sucker? Shameful hours, 360 hours.
Nice.
Ooh.
I've got like 400
It's-
something in Terrarria.
Nice. But yeah, so Valheim is a really, really good game. If you like your survival crafting sort of stuff, 100% recommend that. And it's early access, so it's still developing more of it. But yeah, it's
I'm
good.
gonna have to add that to my wish list too.
Oh
my gosh,
need
I
to
put
go
860 hours in Terraria.
back. Now that I have a good gaming laptop, I need to go back to Frostpunk Crosscore.
Oh, that game is so
I
frustrating.
bought it after watching your stream of it
Oh,
with your friends.
that was so frustrating. Trying to get those damn villages to live.
Right? It was so funny watching you guys try to do that game.
Oh, that was one game where I was willing to throw something at the screen. The frustration is real because they've got them. For those that don't know, they got the whole. It's Frostpunk, so it is just the world is frozen. and you start off with the game at what is it, minus 20 degrees. So everyone's really, really cold. There's a chance of frostbite. So you immediately got to try and get warmth. And you got the central machine, which creates your heat, but you've got to feed it coal. So you got to start mining coal to feed it. Then it creates a little ring of warmth. And they've got like sections of ring that it could go out. But the further out it goes, the more coal it will consume. So you eventually research technology to create further little pockets that don't cost as much coal, but still create the heat in those pockets. So you can go further out and expand your city a little bit more. But through that, like, people are freezing, so they got frostbite. So what do? You got to make the hard choice. Do you lop off their fingers, or do you just let them suffer through it? You know, it's a real choice. So you've got your amputees that are created because they're losing limbs. It's not just digits; it's whole limbs that they lost. What do you do with the amputees? Do you make them still work, or do you do something else with them? The dead, that's a whole other thing. Like, do you essentially go down the cannibalism side because it's a source of meat?
Yeah, there's all sorts
or
of
do you
choices
bury
in the
them and
game
create a
that you have to make
cemetery?
that like affect
Wow.
how your
And
citizens
you're like,
view
what do
you
you do?
and their happiness and things
What
like
game is
that
that?
then affect
Frostpunk.
how you can play the game and everything. Like, it's a very complex game.
So you're making
Does
these
sound
hard
that way.
choices, and these hard choices cannot be reversed. It's like, okay, we're going to be honoring the dead. We're going to have a cemetery. Sweet. You will not be a cannibalism estate. Essentially, that's out of the question. So it's pure game terms, a loss of a way of farming meat.
Yep.
It's just
Wow.
it's mind-boggling how they've done it. And yeah, it's very fun but very frustrating. And some people are like really good at these games. I suck at them, so I didn't do well, because then like Rose was saying, you've got the whole happiness side of it. So you've got to keep your people happy. If they're not kept happy, they form a revolt and will just leave.
Yep.
Wow.
And so your population of like 80, 90, 100 people suddenly drops to 20, and you've got all these things you're trying to fill out and you can't. So what do you do?
Dang.
Yep.
It is a very, very fun game, but you've got to just be able to sit down and just take your time to learn the systems and then start again and try again.
Yep.
That's really don't serve together. Like, I spawn in, get to like day 3. The first I've gotten is like day 3 with a alchemy engine, and then I died.
What game was that? Sorry.
Don't starve together.
Yeah, I haven't heard that game really. So start together. Allow me to consult Google.
It's just a little like survival game, and like at night, little like monsters and stuff come
Shadow
out.
creatures. If you're not in the light, shadow creatures attack you because you can't see.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I have not seen this game before.
Yeah, there's
I suck at it.
there's single player and co-op modes. So
Well, it's not really single player. It's more I make a private server.
well, yeah, you can make it single player basically. But yeah, it's
And I would play it with my friend, but he doesn't have it, sadly.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
you guys
looks...
played Dark Souls.
No,
no.
that's the game that
I've watched
I've
people play
not
Dark
played.
Souls, but not my kind of game.
The closest thing I've played is Skyrim. I'm not good at that either.
Ooh.
I keep
Skyrim's
telling you, you have to
fun.
ask Jamie for help on Skyrim.
Or could you ask my friend? He also plays it.
There's more than one, right?
Jamie has like
Skyrim.
thousands of hours in Skyrim. So trust me, Jamie is your encyclopedia for Skyrim.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls, that one.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
is part of... Yeah, that's Skyrim. That's
I
number
think-
3.
I
They're
have it,
making
and I
number
have
4
never
now.
gotten
Once
around
you-
to playing it.
He's in Skyrim. He used a
It-
bunch of console commands to do like spawn a bunch of priests in the starting area, and I'm like, why? Someone just fly in the air, and I'm like, what? How?
No, they're Skyrim's good in the sense that you can just be whatever you want to be. You know, you create a race, you give yourself some attributes, kind of, and then you just go into the world and you do whatever you want to do. You want to be a warrior, pick up a sword. You want to be an archer, pick up a bow. You want to be a rogue, pick up daggers. You want to be a mage, create spells. Off you go. Every little bit that you do increases your skill in that area. So if you're going to
until you take an arrow in the knee.
Until you take an arrow to the knee, yes.
Right? Yeah. It's always the arrow to the knee.
It's
How dare
always.
you kill me with your arrow?
Stop you right in the tracks. But no, it's
It was going around making that joke because my knees all messed up.
Kagura took an arrow to the knee.
yes.
I used to be so good at this until I took an arrow in the knee. Damn it.
I
Yep.
feel the same way. Just yesterday at work, and my knee was killing me. Yep. I can
Ooh.
relate. I can relate.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's like it's just one tiny part of the body. And it's like it kills you. If something goes wrong with it, you're done.
Yep.
Have you guys ever played the Oddworld series games?
No.
Yes. Yes.
I love those games. They're so fun.
I've played a few of them and I love them and I want to play more of them. Oh my gosh, it's such a fun.
I wish they'd come out with more. I love the first and second one.
Yes, I have played some of them. They're pretty fun. Yeah.
It's Oddworld
Yeah.
Games Odyssey that we have. Okay. My kids are like, why is mom freaking out over this? We own it.
It's not that one.
That's not my problem. It's in the game cabinet.
It's not.
Yes, it is. It's with the other games. All of the PS1 games are in your dad's room.
Do we go in there often? for
When you
games?
want a game, yes.
Games are in the living room. I don't go in there often.
Yeah.
But yes, I've played Ikagura and I love it.
It's so much fun.
As long as
We
you don't
would
think
fight
too
over
much
the
about the
controller for that one.
storyline. It's a very cute game until you think about the storyline.
Yeah, and it's very sad. It's very sad, but it's still so much fun
Very
to
sad
play.
when you get into the actual storyline. Yeah.
If you just put that out of your head and just look like, oh, it's an alien that farts and walks around, then it's great.
The worst part of those
Right,
games
it's cute.
is the mines that you have to touch.
Yes. Oh god.
The number of times I blew myself up and failed the mission.
Don't blow yourself up.
Just-
Right?
No, you have to time it because it's blinking. So you have to hit it when it's green. But if you're not quick
But
enough,
it's like
you
on a
hit it when
weird
it's
pattern,
red and
like
you blow up.
Like
Because
that.
it doesn't really blink in a very
And-
good pattern. So you just have to try to hit it when it's green, and it's not green for very long.
And you might have to do that while freaking out because there is a very scary four-legged something alien chasing after
Oh
you.
yes,
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, fun.
Ugh.
Yep.
Or you
Well,
have to
that's
try to
terrifying.
not like give yourself away to the guards that are walking around while you're doing it.
Oh
too. It's
yes.
like no.
Yeah.
Or you accidentally
slings
roll too far and you hit a mine anyway.
Yeah.
What if we don't roll?
Well, you either walk and like crouch sneak or roll through the game. And there are points where it's easiest to just roll through because then you stop at a crouch. And sometimes
Yep.
you just roll right into a mine because you like roll to the next screen and it's right there. You're like, well, now I know that's
Or
there.
you roll right off the ledge because it's in the
There,
next
the first
panel
time
and
you
it's like,
play,
oops, that
right,
wasn't
like, the
supposed to
screen
be
transitions over.
Whoopsie.
there.
You'll see
The
what
whistling part was pretty fun too. I used to copy the whistle that he did. I do it now, but it's kind of late here. Yeah. Didn't want to wake anyone up. It was a great game.
it is.
It's great when you find a game that can be quirky but still inventive, and the story, it can be engaging. It's very unique. It's
Yeah.
good to find
Yeah.
games like that. Yeah.
So, what do you think of mobile games?
There's some good
They're
ones.
alright.
and
There's some
there
good
are a lot
ones,
of
yeah.
not good ones.
I
I
love
did
your
like
response
the
to me. You're
Doodle
like,
God
"Yeah, you know."
series. Was it Doodle? the mini. I think it was called Doodle God, where you had to like match and make new elements. That series was pretty fun. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now they have like Little Alchemy, which is kind of the same thing with less graphics, but it's still pretty good.
I mostly
Yeah.
play the typical like Candy Crush type games on my phone or like puzzle games. So I don't do a lot with like action or RPG stuff on my phone.
Yeah. I do crosswords. I like crosswords on mobile.
Nice.
I did do Pokemon Go for a while, but I'm like, I need to pay attention to where I'm walking. So I stopped.
Yeah. And we live in a really rural area, so we don't have a lot of like gyms or Pokestops or cell phone reception for mobile data.
Yeah.
So like we'd have to go like the next town over to do it and stuff. So then it's just kind of like, do I really feel like driving 15 minutes over to have, these things? No, not really, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I had the same problem when the game first came out and we came here for a visit. Because it's a small town in the middle of nowhere, there was literally nothing. And I was still I had a US number trying to use that here. I could only use the Wi-Fi, so I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
That wasn't gonna happen. Yeah. Yep. Other than that, it was a fun idea. I wish they would do it for like Dungeons and Dragons, but with more like party line. Like imagine you're with people and you have a party and you have like you can walk around and there's actually enemies.
Yeah.
Something. That'd be pretty cool.
So aren't they doing
my
a
other
similar
mobile
thing
games.
with Harry Potter? I think they are.
Yeah, they did. I never got to try that one.
No, I never did either, but I do recall it. I wonder how well that did. And what if that would go towards Wizards of the Coast going, hey, that's an idea, let's invest in that. Or if it was an absolute flop and they were like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, how did they get the wands to work? Did they have wands in the Harry Potter one? I don't even know really how they did
play
it.
the Harry Potter one because I'm not supporting that. Yeah. After all that came out, no.
Yeah, I haven't even kept up with any of it. I'm basically
that's probably a conversation for another podcast about J.K. Rowling and her opinions.
Oh, that part. Yeah.
Yeah, that part.
I heard a little bit about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
What about like the social games, like Heads Up? Those are fun.
Yes, they are.
Have you guys played those ones yet? You have like the phone on your head.
Oh, that kind. No.
Oh, it's that one. No.
No, I've seen
They're
people
pretty fun.
I've seen little like videos on like Instagram and stuff of people doing that, but no, I haven't played that.
Yeah, I've got a heap of friends that have played that, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to subject myself to that.
It's pretty fun, especially if you've had a few drinks.
Yeah. As a party game, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. And if you guys don't all speak the same language, it's even funnier because I don't know what they're doing.
That's great.
It's just really confusing. But still interesting.
We need to do some
like
Cards
the
Against
word
Humanity
game.
online again.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
It's been a
I
while.
want to do that.
Let's do it.
That game.
Cards Against
Man.
Humanity.
It's so much fun when you add voice chat to it.
Let's do it.
As we're all sitting there reading the card choices out loud and just trying not to laugh or react.
Yeah.
Let's do it sometime.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we gotta do that sometime.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of a social thing, I think, sometime. Do that again.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. But how do you do Cards Against Humanity online?
There's a website that hosts it.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds. What? That's great.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We found it years ago for another server that we're in, that Crosscar and I are in, and we used to do game nights, and that was one of the games that we would do. And we'd all just get into the one of the voice
Yeah.
channels, and we'd all join the game and have at it for
Shenanigans
like an hour
ensued.
easily.
Yeah, it got
Sounds
pretty
like fun.
crazy sometimes.
We
Some of the
did,
stuff.
'cause it
Some
includes,
people
like, the blank
got
cards
some,
that you can fill in. So, oh my goodness, were there some interesting ones for those ones?
yeah.
Yeah.
This can be a lot of fun. It's great when they move popular board games into like a format that still works
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
on the phone.
Was they got the
Like
so-
Scrabble. Scrabble's a good one. That one works pretty well.
was they
Yeah.
got the whole board games thing on Steam now as well. So you buy that and then you purchase your board games as well, and you can play a board game virtually online.
Nice.
Oh,
It's really cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that. Did you guys ever play the 8-ball pool one online?
No.
I think they have it on the phone now too, actually. That one was fun. I forget if it was on Mini Clip. Maybe it was Armor Games. I forgot. There was a whole bunch on those websites. They had like those sites had a peak. Not Doppler was another one too, where like, oh, there's a bunch of good games. And then I don't know, after a while, everything sucked. Every week they came out with just, no fun, no, junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Variations the same. Mhm. Every now and then there's a good one still. Did you guys ever get into the whole Angry Birds thing?
Yes.
I did kind
Yeah.
of.
Kind of want
Yeah.
to get back into it, honestly.
Mhm.
It's
They've
a
changed
game where
some
you can
it,
sort of
so
pick up on it and then you just sort of play it for a little bit and you're like, yeah, I'm done.
Mhm.
they have
couldn't
a
get
version
into
where
it.
you play as the little green pigs too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
What's the goal of that? To try and take down the Angry Birds themselves?
Say that again, Crosscore.
Is that like where you got to try and take down the Angry Birds instead? So they're
Yeah,
on the same
basically you're
pillars,
trying
or-
to steal like their eggs and everything instead of
Oh, okay.
trying to
yeah.
get rid of the pigs as the birds. Yeah.
It's reversed. Yeah. And then your version you play is big, you make little cars.
Yeah, you can make little cars as the pigs.
That's hilarious.
It's awesome. I love it.
what are the other ones? Oh, Plants vs. Zombies. That one was popular for a while. Did you guys ever try that one?
I haven't played it.
No.
One of my housemates loves Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah.
I sit down and watch her play it every now and then when she's playing it, and it does look like absolute hilarious fun. But I've never actually
Hmm.
played it myself. Have you played it?
I played it like once, but I couldn't really get into it.
It's like, have you guys heard of Cats vs. Pickles?
No.
No. What?
There is a game of it,
It's a mobile game. It's mainly just dodge things.
but we've never played it. But we collect the
I did.
plushies.
I played it.
You did play it?
A small bit. It
Yeah,
wasn't that fun.
there's plushies of it in various sizes, and they are the cutest
Oh.
thing ever.
I could go
They're like
Google
the next Beanie Baby, basically.
Really?
And do you have one up here?
it. Not up here.
Oh, if you want to go grab one, I don't care.
Here.
He's gonna go grab one of his.
Hmm.
No, hold that back over. But my nephew is absolutely obsessed with them. So like for Christmases and birthdays, like we just get him
A bunch.
new Cats vs. Pickles. And everything. He absolutely loves them. And there's like tons of different designs and patterns and things that they do. But it's just very cute.
Hmm. Cats vs. Pickles. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Cats
Cats
what is
vs.
the website?
Pickles.
I want to say it's just catsvspickles.com, but
I got more than one.
okay.
He brought 3.
4.
4? There's a 4 of them? Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Oh, hey,
Ow,
watch
my
the watch your sister and watch the table.
Oh, they are cute.
Everyone.
That one's PB and J.
Well, they're tiny.
Catastrophe.
Catastrophe. It's a Christmas themed one, so it's like the cat in the tree got into the lights.
And a pickle.
That one's a pickle, yeah.
Aw.
They just came out with dogs versus squirrels. So there's dog versions, like these ones are the cats. So there's dog versions that have their own patterns and stuff that look like different breeds of dog. And then instead of the pickles, you have squirrel versions of them.
Wow. I'm looking that one up too.
On one.
Oh yeah.
They also come
Oh, they're
in
cute.
these giant ones.
You stole it from me.
Oh wow. Long
Look at
cat.
the little one next to it. For comparison. That's because this one's a hugger, right?
Long
Yeah,
cat.
it's the biggest.
Tiny
Yeah,
cat.
this one's a hugger, which is the biggest size, and then you have
that's a pillow.
yeah, she uses the pillow.
And she won in
Um,
between.
And then like these are just the regular bean ones, and then you have
The trunks, which are like
the chonks that are like
Medium sized.
they're like the size of like 5 of them together. So yeah, they come in different sizes too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good like strategy to sell a bunch to become the new Beanie Babies.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody likes kitties and doggies in plushy form.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the marshmallow pets.
Oh, the
Marshmallow pillows.
squishimals, yeah.
Yeah, those ones. Oh, it's so soft. We
Yeah,
have a
they
couple
are.
of those. Yeah. It's like I should have got one for myself. It's because it belongs to my kids.
Right.
So soft. Mhm. Something that Beanie Babies can't top. They're not soft like that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Multi-purpose. Mhm. Those are really cute. They kind of remind me of what was it? Sushi Cat? Is that the name of it? There's like a bunch of mobile games featuring kitties. There's one called Animal Restaurant that I was trying to play.
I've heard
It's adorable.
And bunch of ads.
Yeah, that's the only frustrating thing about mobile games is if you don't pay, then you have to watch a ridiculous amount of ads. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
There's a few like you don't get like pop-up ads, but there's a few like oh yes, you watch an ad, you get a reward.
Yeah. I had a
Yeah.
mobile game like that. That what was it called? No. I don't know. It was like some like space exploration one where you had to like balance all of the aspects of the planet to like terraform it, which was frustrating as hell, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you watched ads, you got some of the in-game currency for free. So like you could skip the ad, but you wouldn't get the reward. And it was actually a fair amount of that currency. So it's like, why wouldn't you watch the ad? You know, it's a 30-second ad kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I kind of wonder what's like the payoff for these companies. Do they prefer people to watch the ads? Or do they prefer people to buy the actual packs? I wonder which one makes them more money.
it's probably 50-50 really, I think, on that one.
Maybe depending on the game too.
Yeah.
I would
It's just
assume
like,
packs.
it's a bit overkill. The most annoying part about the ads is that the volume is not equalized at all.
Yeah.
So you might be playing the game on a very low volume and all of a sudden you're like blasted by some really weird ad, and it's usually like an inappropriate one too. Like I wouldn't want anyone to don't
Yeah.
think I'm actually
Yeah.
Like, I swear I'm not watching what you think I'm watching.
Yeah.
Where did this algorithm
I
come
don't play
from? What
these kind of
the
games.
Yes.
Like the worst ones was the choose your adventure, but it's some weird telenovela style
Right?
drama thing, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yes, those ones are just so weird. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Or the other one where, oh gosh, what was the name of it? They have a series of advertisements where you're some king or something, and all the girls want you, and they're all dressed skimpy.
Yes,
I'm like, no, just stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong
yeah.
demographic here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Very wrong. Or you get like the like extreme makeover or whatever ones that the ads are like the girl's like drenched in mud and like trying to get the guy's
that
attention and,
one.
like give her a makeover, but the person doing it is like
Yeah.
choosing all the wrong options and stuff. And it's just like,
just
and I was
terrible.
like, gosh.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, first of all, no girl looks that bad, like on purpose, drenched in mud.
Yeah.
Unless it was the guy who put her in that position, like she should not go after him anyway.
Oh, that reminds me of other ad like mobile game ads that I've seen pop up where it's like it's basically the same story but like varying context where like oh, you know, like he's cheating on her and so like he kicks her out and you have to like move into the new house and fix it all up and like
yeah, that
well,
one.
like he's kicking just her out or he's kicking her and the baby out or you know all these other things
So
that are
it's the same thing.
And
it's
all
like-
those advertisements are like completely misleading. I tried one, it was Lily's Garden, and there was a couple that
Yes.
made her seem like she had a pregnancy test or whatnot. I'm like, none of that
Yep.
shows up in the actual game at all.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's, like,
exactly.
really
I
weird.
hate those misleading ads. It's terrible.
And there's a bunch of them too.
hmm
Yeah.
It's also why I don't like a lot of mobile games as well, because all the ads are just totally misleading to all the actual gameplay you're getting. It's borderline false advertisement. So
yeah
I don't
It's
go with it.
so blatant. It's just
Yep.
disgusting. Like, why don't they just properly show what the game is about? And they
Because
might
then
Because
people
then
wouldn't
you
buy the
wouldn't
game.
Come on.
So why don't they make you
people would be like, no, this game sucks.
There's one ad I've seen that actually like basically calls out those false ads going our ad looks like shit because we put our money into the game and not these crappy ads that are misleading.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
like our game is better. Come try our game please. It's basically what it says.
Yeah.
At least they're being genuine for it.
Right. It almost makes me want to play it, honestly.
Yeah.
Almost.
What game was that for?
Oh, I don't even remember now. It's one of the like build your army and defend your territory type games.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what it was now.
What'd be funny is if that game was also just a whole pile of crap as well.
Right? Wouldn't it be?
Oh my God,
Be like, well, at least your ad was real.
Yeah. 10 points
It
for the
reflected
advertisement.
actual game.
Right, 10 points to the universe.
What's the type of game on mobile format that you would like to see?
Oh, I
Nothing.
don't know. Since there's not a lot that I play that's like really intense. Like I played that terraforming game for a little while, but I got so frustrated because it's so hard to balance the numbers and stuff that you need to make the world habitable. And
Yeah.
then like if you don't pause it when you leave the game, it will keep going. So you might come back to the game the next day and your world is flooded because you weren't there to balance the elements and things. So like I gave up. Like it had a good like story idea to it, but it was just like, okay, that's way too much like stress and like I like the science aspect of terraforming the worlds, but like you're getting way too sciencey in like the exact numbers that you have to have. Like it's not a range, it's exact numbers that you have to be at for it to be habitable. So like there's no room for like flexibility in it.
Yeah. It's annoying when there's a game that requires a whole lot of like active time commitment on it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, come on, geez, I don't have time for this. Mobile games are supposed to be short and sweet, or
Right,
something you
yeah,
can just drop and
exactly.
come back to. Yeah.
It's like that cat one that you guys play or played. The cats in the woods or whatever. What was that one?
I don't remember.
They had a game that they were playing on their phones that was basically like just collecting cats and like they would come to your little forest and do things, and it was very cute. It was just a bunch of different cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Cat forest.
Yeah.
Cute. I like the pet simulator ones. If they do it well, it'd be really nice.
Yeah.
There's an aquarium simulator, but that one's a bit annoying because you have to pay for any proper fish. It's like, I don't want to have to be nickel and dime for every fish I want. No, thank you.
Right? Microtransactions.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Or if they had oh gosh, what was the name of it? The little egg-shaped keychain pet.
Tamagotchi.
Did you guys Tamagotchi? If they had a form like that on the phone, why not?
Right? Yeah.
Cute.
Holy crap! Could you imagine that? Because he would like send you notifications every time he wants to poo.
Yeah.
Right.
You have
No.
to disable the notification. Go back to a dead pet. He's so
Your
unhappy,
phone would
yeah.
die of battery power before your pet actually died. I swear.
Oh my gosh.
The amount of
had a
notifications you would get
Tamagotchi as
pushed
a
through.
kid,
Holy dooly.
and I forgot it was in my backpack. So it went to school with
no.
me, and I couldn't figure out how to shut it off because it was going off in the middle of the school day. Like we ended up just having to ignore it, and like I kept apologizing to the teacher. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to turn it off. It won't turn off.
Yeah, just silent in the middle of the test. All of a sudden, just
Thankfully, we weren't doing a test that day. It was just a normal school day, but it was bad.
They were fun fads that I do wish it would like, can I just pause this? Pause the pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to keep like young kids busy if you're on a trip. Like, here, take care of something.
Right?
Just give it
Yeah,
to yeah, those ones gonna work. It'd be nice to see like a game that takes geocaching and kind of implements it, because the phones go with us everywhere. So like, hey, we're gonna add a little bit of that, but instead of finding treasure in like a physical form, you find like educational or historical treasure or something. Like, oh, something here happened, here it is. Or you get to like sign like, I was here too, in a
That would be
a
cool.
VR
Yeah,
sort of
like
way.
a virtual like.
Yeah.
That would be one use for the metaverse, honestly, if you think about it, is incorporating geocaching into the metaverse.
Yeah.
That's
Be a
what they
lot of
should
fun.
do.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
guys,
so
it
let's see
is
that.
11:30 my time, and I am keen to actually go and do some other stuff today. So I'm
Ooh,
going to leave yous and leave yous.
I should
It's
actually
like 2:30 for
hang out
Gaga
too,
too,
'cause
so.
it's 2:30.
I
Yeah.
have to go to bed too.
I should
Yeah.
probably sleep. We're gonna go to the medieval festival tomorrow, so I need some energy.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
one, jealous.
Yeah.
Two, have a lot of fun.
It is so good.
Yes.
If you can find pictures of it, check it out. Obidush Medieval Festival. I heard this one's actually the best they've had yet. So I'm like, I'm excited. I want to see
have
some
lots of fun.
jousting in an actual
Oh.
castle. Not just
Nice.
a castle, an entire town that's a castle.
Just a side note, so I went to a medieval festival. It was a few years, I think it was the year right before COVID. I went up there, and they had the whole reenactment of a fight, and you had where the princess's hand was asked for marriage by one guy, then another guy, so they had to fight, but they were going to have it was an all-in sort of thing. So there was like 20 guys on either side. And they were like, right, let's go. And they just had this massive brawl, like full-on weapons and everything, armor. And they just went at each other.
Awesome.
And I remember seeing one where everyone saw the hit and they were just like, ooh, and the guy stayed in character. The guy that did the hit stayed in character, just went off to find another combatant. But like 10 guys ran at this one guy that he hit to make sure he was still alive. Because he had
that bad.
it was like a halberd. So like a long stick with a axe head on the end of it. And they were having this massive fight, and they were going at it. And the guy that did the swing, he got knocked down, and he's just out of reaction, just like because he stumbled, he's like out of reaction, just swung behind him blindly, like real hard swing, and collected this dude around the head. Just
Nice.
absolutely like they were in full
Oh my
armor. So the guy
gosh.
had helmet, but this guy just dropped to the ground. And he's like, oh,
Dang.
and you sort of see, you can see his recognition going, oh crap, I'm so sorry. And he just ran off. And he had all these other guys just run in to make sure that he was still okay.
Oh,
Wow.
dang.
It was amazing.
Some of those fights can get really intense. I heard like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Russians go all out on theirs. Ones like, of course they do.
Right.
And the Vegas. All the
Yeah.
Scandinavian countries too. I hear they really go for it with their live reenactments.
Yeah. So I'm keen to see some
Yep.
photos if you take any at all. I would love to see them. I think it would be amazing.
I think there's a whole bunch posted already on if you look at it, I can actually type the name of it in chat. Yeah. They have some professional photography. But the whole town is in a castle wall, so it's really cool.
I am somewhat jealous.
There's an accent on the O, the first
Yep.
O, but yeah, it's really cool. Our local town had one last weekend. I didn't get to make it to that, but the pictures from that looked really cool on the group Facebook page. But it's like, ah! I think they opened up a permanent falcon exhibit at the base of the castle that we have. So it's like,
Nice.
it's great to live near castles. Yeah.
So not jealous. So not jealous.
Just come for a visit. You'll see a whole bunch. We have like a
Yep.
castle in every town.
I'm gonna start booking tickets now.
If it's not a castle, it's a monastery. There's just everywhere. Yep. Lots of fun. But yeah, I better go to bed so I can actually stay awake because all the fun stuff starts later. That's just how they do it in Portugal and
Yep.
Spain. The party's just getting started when most people are like, I'm gonna turn in for the night.
Right? Yes.
So here it goes. All right. You guys all have
Okay.
a wonderful
Bye.
day and night. I'll see you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.